Amy, thanks so much for joining us here at the Demo Kitchen in Kohler, Wisconsin. Today we're going to talk about angel food cake, and we're actually going to make one. So again, we need the traditional angel food cake, but I want to show you a little difference. We took a parchment cake round and cut it to fit the tube. Makes it a lot easier to unmold this cake. Very, very nice. Nice little step. Anyway, we have our egg whites, preferably room temperature. We've got 12 of them here. We have our 1.5 cups of sugar, and we're going to, your recipe of course is available online, cake flour sifted. Very easy, very wonderful, but this makes a wonderful angel food cake. And what's better than beautiful angel food cake with fresh berries that we just harvested and macerated with a little bit of strawberry jam and maybe a little bit of sugar and a little bit of lemon juice. So here we go, off we go. So what we're going to do first, what I've done here is I've got my egg whites, and in it I've already put my 1 teaspoon of cream of tartar and my 1.25 teaspoon, or my 1/4 teaspoon, I'm sorry, of salt. What that does is it breaks up the egg whites and also acidifies it. The egg whites, the whole reason that the egg whites mount is because of electrostatic forces. And when we acidify it, it makes these development of these electrostatic forces a whole lot easier to do. So halfway through, we're going to add our sugar, little bit by little bit by little bit, to create structure and to make them firm. But the secret to a great angel food is not to over whip the egg whites. We want them to be a soft, billowy peak. The reason being is that way when they rise in the pan, they'll have enough strength in the little micelles to stay right there rather than shrink back down. Okay, and now we start to add the sugar, a little bit at a time, otherwise the sugar is dead weight, and we want to add it early enough that the sugar has a chance to dissolve and to form this structure. Now notice how we started out not on the highest speed, more on medium high, and now we're going to go at the end towards a little bit higher speed to develop that really good structure. I have my lemon juice, my almond extract gives it a little more flavor, and my vanilla extract. And once this is totally mounted, then we just put it in just to incorporate the flavor, and then we'll put in our sifted cake flour. And the minute I can start to see these lines, then I know that I'm almost there. Now, again, remember what we talked about the structure of the egg whites? Take a look. See what we mean? See how it droops right over and almost dissolves right back into the surface. That's important because that's going to give these egg whites enough strength. Now we're going to start to put the cake flour on little bit by little bit because this is dead weight. And because we've under whipped the egg whites just a little bit, notice how easily this flour incorporates, just effortlessly. What that's good for is the fact that then we don't deflate any of the egg whites in the process as well of solidifying and making good this structure. And then last, so we put it in literally in batches of a third each. Again, look how easily. Making sure that you're scraping the bottom hard and the sides hard to make sure that there's no flour that's adhering and not incorporated. And then we're going to put that all in, and we're going to rotate the pan. Now, I know what the tendency is, and you have to fight that tendency. The tendency is going to want to be to take the cake and to poof down on the top of the things. No, just barely scratching the surface to smooth that cake surface, because that's a very delicate air structure, and we don't want to break that. Into the oven, 325 degrees, 1 hour, it goes. Obviously, this is out of the oven, But in this particular case, we've allowed this to cool. But again, the whole reason that we have feet on the bottom of an angel food cake is not to make sure that we've cooked it and now we cool it upside down. And this basically allows the structure to set so that it doesn't collapse on top of itself. This is a very delicate structure. In this particular case, we've already cooled this. And I want to show you now how easy we take a very, very sharp but thin bladed knife, very important, and we run that delicately. Take your time, don't rush. And we're cutting that loose from the sides, which is the whole reason. Don't grease your pan. You grease your pan, you've killed your angel food cake. And remember, we put that parchment in, so watch what happens. See how easily that comes loose, came loose from the thing, and there we have it. And look at that. Nice, light, moist. Look how easily it cut. And look at the structure.